Hi there. Excuse me. I'm just away to do a video. I'm just doing a video, and this is going to be called "Religion: The Accepted Insanity." And the idea for this video came. I was just watching the boxing fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. And at the end of it, Tyson Fury's going on about, and I mean, I've seen this over the years of different boxers for saying, like Muhammad Ali said that Allah was God, and now Tyson Fury saying Jesus is God, and it's all about division. That's why it's insane. That's what it's all about. It's a bit like when you're watching a boxing match. When you're watching a boxing match or sport where there's two sides, that is symbolic of what the system's always doing. Right? Like when I was watching the fight, before the fight, there was a build-up to the fight, and it was talking about Tyson Fury. He was supposed to be a guy that had a lot of depression, and he said, boxing's all I've got. That's the program. That's the program, and that's what they want. They want you to only have this thing, and for someone to, like, doesn't matter what it is, to grab hold tightly of what they think they are. And this presents a problem, because then once you think that this is what I am, then you're feeding your ego. And that is just why you get sports people who find it hard to retire. Because at some stage they're so good but they don't have anything else. And this awakening showed me, this unexpected spiritual awakening showed me to let go. It's the holding on, the self, the illusion of self that creates a problem. Somewhere down the road it's going to cause you pain. That's basically what it'll do. But that's what religions are for, religions, I mean, if you think of it, I mean, I'm not an atheist or anything, I'm not religious at all, but if you think of it rationally, in common sense, everything has to come from nothing. At some stage, if you think about it, I was thinking of this when I was a little kid, everything has to come from nothing at some stage. So if that is true, then that means that everything is nothing then. It means that the nothing must be awareness to produce an awareness experience, a dream, if you want to call it that. But it's just awareness. But again, that's one possibility. And if it's nothingness, that means there's infinite possibilities. Because nothingness is infinity. Even if you're just this planet, there's billions on this planet, there's billions of other possibilities amongst mine. But religion is crazy, and what happens is you get a person that's born into the world, and they get programmed this by their parents, and their parents was doing the same to them, and it's a long line of programming. And that's how it is, But when you do watch a boxing match or sport like that, it's a classic example of divide and rule. All the people are gathered around like sheep, and they're watching this division. And at the end, going on about which god is better than the other god. When if you come from nothing, then that means there is no separation. It means that that there's only it means that all is one, infinity. All is one. If you come from nothing. See, when you believe in an external god, it's actually giving your power away. It's giving you. It's constantly. When someone does that, you're giving your power away. Doesn't matter if it's saying this crystal is the healer, or Jesus is the healer, or something external. When you're thinking like that, you're giving your power away. And then you're saying to yourself, I'm not good enough on my own. I need Jesus. I need Allah. I need whoever else. And that's what people do. And that's the madness of religion. That's the whole point of it. To get people out of themselves, out of within, out of presence, and into believing in this external delusional thing that no one can prove ever existed. That's the madness of religion. I listened to an audiobook version of Genesis, and when I finished listening to it, I realised that it was just a children's fairy tale book. That's my opinion anyway. I just think it's sort of just a fairy tale. I just think they're made up stories to possibly put people on the right track, but it's not real. That's what I thought reading it. I thought it was serious before that, the way people go on about it, and I think that's what religion is. I think it's just made up stories, made up things to control people and get us away from oneness. When you're saying your God is better than the other God, I mean, that fight tonight, at the end of it, when he was talking, that Tyson Fury, it was all about Jesus is better than whatever you follow. And that's what it really was about. My God is better than your God, and it's this division thing all the time. This constant division. And that's the name of the game, and the very stupid people buy into it. See, the most stupid people in the world are the people that are famous. That's why they're there. And everything's coordinated, because everything goes by energy. So it's not like there's a group of people at the top. We have created the system. The system is an energetic system, I believe. And like in that event tonight, you would have had 5G wafting everywhere. But no one talks about that. But that's for another video. But if you watch sport and you watch boxing, you'll notice that it's division, it's divided. It's just the same as religion. It's this thing all the time that a system's playing of dividing everyone and going on about these gods which they've never seen or met, and arguing over it, fighting over it. I remember watching boxing fights with Prince Nassim, and he would go on about how Allah was the God, and it's crazy. These are just made up titles and names. What people have got to understand is that everything is made up by somebody. Everything is made up by somebody at some stage. Everything's made up. And that's what Steve Jobs said. Everything's made up by people who are no more smarter than you, and that's the truth. Everything is made up by somebody. So when you realise this is all mad, everything has to come from nothing, like I say. So that means that we're just awareness then. And it's all one. But the idea of religion is to stop oneness. They don't want you don't want a collective consciousness. They want division. But this global awakening that's going on is getting us back to oneness, and that's the problem for this current system. And that's the thing. But back to before I end this video, going back to the giving your power away. That's what religion does. It gives your power away. Right? It's constantly telling yourself, I am not good enough as I am. Jesus, who they don't even know, deep down, they don't know if he ever existed. They don't know if Allah or any of these people really did exist. They don't know for sure. And yet, so when you're doing that and you're saying, and you're going on about the separate power, you're actually, telling yourself, like I say, you're saying to yourself that you're not good enough as you are. And that's what you're saying. So then you're telling yourself that if you're all on your own, that you're not strong enough. That's what you're telling yourself when you're giving your power away like that. And it's all just absolute illusion. Illusory nonsense. Like Barry White said, that we are all gods. We make the wars happen. We decide as a whole if wars happen or not. We decide if the fish can eat by how we treat the planet. It all connects with everything else, and we are all very powerful. And this is the way it is, that we as a whole create this whole reality. And that's it, and even if you're looking from a logical point of view, that you have to have nothing before you can have the something. And that means that, that means that before God there's nothing then. That means there is no God. Like on this thing, no gods, no masters. It means that we're all one, like I say. And that all outside of you is you. And this isn't going by any religion. I know this talk is in Buddhism as well. But it's just common sense to see that you have to come from a nothing at some stage. And that would present another a thing that all reality is infinite. It's infinity. And that's what the real self is. And, the world in general is set up to get a person to think they are a separate self, like I say. And the whole idea is to feed the ego. When you feed the ego, you keep people away from their divinity. When people are in their divinity, they are so present and so happy and so joyous, they need nothing outside of themselves. So they don't feel an urge to prove themselves anymore. This is too powerful, and the system doesn't want that. That's why religions are there, to get you away from this presence. So you're constantly thinking that you must do this to show people how great you are. And this is why I used to get depressed. Because I would go by this craziness that people would tell me and pretty much get depressed by it, think that I must succeed. How about being happy without needing anything? And you can only do that once you let go and you start to love yourself. Start to treat yourself and understand that what you tell yourself determines your whole reality and experience. So when you're saying, oh, I need Jesus, well, Jesus said the kingdom of heaven or kingdom of God is within you. He told you what to do. He didn't say follow him. Well, he might have said that, but what he meant was that through him you can find a way to yourself, which is the same as him. Because there's no separation within one nothingness, that means that all is the same nothing, the same awareness. That means you're everything. That's it. That's what you realise when you wake up. You realise that you are the all. But I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.